Hey guys, how are you today? And welcome to another episode of F1 in a Week, bringing you the latest Formula 1 news. Also, I'm going to carry on with my new feature where I talk about what happened in this week and previous years in Formula 1, so keep watching the video if you want to see that. But now let's talk about the current news. So, firstly, MEPs, the members of the European Parliament in Brussels, they're asking for an investigation saying that Formula 1 isn't competitive. And to be fair, they have a point. This isn't our idea of Formula 1 being competitive in the sense that we talk about, oh, Mercedes are dominating. Well, it is related to that. It's about how the money is given throughout the teams, and some of the lower teams, like Force India and Sauber, have, complained about the way Bernie Ecclestone set that up. And obviously, the Man Racing team, they collapsed because they didn't come in the top 10, meaning they didn't get any prize money. And unless they get taken over, which still could happen, I guess, but I guess every day that goes past it looks even more unlikely. I think it is evident that there is an issue in Formula 1. And maybe the MVPs will be able to do something about it or put pressure on Liberty Media, the new owners, to do something about that. Next, now we're going to talk about Mercedes. And, well, Toto Wolff, the team boss, has suggested that Hamilton and Bottas will work well together, they'll get on. I have to be honest, I find that very difficult to believe, because apart from with Kovalainen, but he wasn't very competitive, Hamilton has tended to not get along with any of his teammates, whether it's been Alonso, or he had a few arguments with Button, and then of course Rosberg most famously. So I hope they work well together. But something tells me, especially if Bottas is able to challenge Hamilton, and Bottas has actually come out to the media and said he will be able to beat Hamilton, then I can't see them getting along, and it will be some more tough times for Mercedes team. I'm sure they're hoping now Rosberg is out of the team, maybe their two drivers will get along, but maybe it will be like that, but I don't think so. Anyway, next, Ferrari. They were testing a wet weather tyre for Pirelli. It was in a 2015 car, but adapted to feel a bit more like the 2017 car with the higher downforce and everything. And yes, Vettel crashed it. And they had to cancel the rest of the test. Thankfully, Sebastian Vettel is perfectly fine. He's not injured or anything, and he'll be at testing in a couple of weeks' time in the F1 general testing. But sadly, the test driver Giovinazzi didn't get to drive that car they were testing that day in the wet weather, which would have been really good for him because of the crash. Okay, finally, Nico Rosberg, world champion Nico Rosberg, won another award. He won the Breakthrough Award at the Laris event. And yeah, it's quite ironic. He's like broken through now, even though he's been a major star of the sport for quite a long time now. And now he's not going to be in the sport anymore. I find that quite funny, personally. I don't know what you guys think about that. Maybe it's just because I've always hated Rosberg. So, now, that is the F1 news for this week. And now let's talk about things that happened in this week in previous years. So, on the 10th of February, in the year 2000, that was the first time Michael Schumacher drove a Ferrari, which he won his third title in, and Ferrari's first title in 21 years. He obviously loved that car. That must be one of his most famous cars, and must be one of Ferrari's most famous cars in F1. And obviously it started a very successful period for them, because they won the championship in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 and 2004. So yes, and that car, I guess, set the foundations for that period of time, and it's a big deal for them. Next, and 12th of February 2009. So if you remember, for the 2009 season, there were some new regulations, a bit like there's going to be now. You completely changed. And they wanted to do a testing session in Bahrain, but sadly, it got cooled off. This was because of some sandstorms in the desert there, because the track's in the desert, as we know. And a couple of teams did go for 1 or 2 laps, but the session got red flagged. And I'll tell you something, I am glad I didn't remember this, because now obviously I'm super hyped for testing starting in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited for the season to start again. And imagine if the first test session gets red flagged. How disappointing would that be? And so yeah, for those people who probably remember that time for F1, I remember the season, but I probably wasn't as excited about it as I am for current seasons. And just imagine how disappointed they must have been. Finally, in 2003, there was a change in the rules. This is when they decided that after qualifying, that you weren't allowed to put in fuel into the car before the race. Because if you remember, at this time, there was refueling during the race. This ended at the start of the 2010 season. Maybe because it was a little bit dangerous to have the quick pit stops of fuel, because occasionally a car got set on fire. But yes, Max Mosley, he announced this ban on refueling between the end of qualifying and the start of the race. And this was good for the sport at the time, and would be good now, admittedly. Because if you were fast at qualifying, you'd have to go into the pits earlier, which means getting stuck in traffic. So it's sort of, an opportunity cost, economics term there, for the race, and I guess causes some very interesting strategy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that new feature. Please tell me what you think of that feature in the comments section below. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more of these videos and some other type of videos, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you enjoyed the video or have anything to say, please leave a comment on this video. Also, finally, just remember to follow me on Twitter at bgaming342. And on that note, I'm out of here, so I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.